Jones smokes Phillip Rivers right back at the 40.
He's not banking on the skill that he's been blessed with.
It's a Kelce, great catch, touchdown, Kansas City.
Russell flings it across his body, and it's caught by Hill. Hill has it.
He came to 30, he's at the 20, Dirty Dan, all the way to the end zone.
Welcome to this unforgettable edition of Chiefs Rewind. The Chiefs win a divisional playoff game for the second straight year, but this one's a little bit different. Down 24-0. Mitch Holthus with you along with Shawn Barber. Be honest here, what were you thinking at 24-0? Block, punt, muff punt, drop passes, 54-yard blown coverage. What were you thinking?
Man, a lot of things looked like they were going off the wire. It was going haywire. But the calm amongst the storm was that we knew we had Pat Mahomes. We knew his leadership was at some point was going to take over. The drop passes, the miscues on special teams. Once we got through all that, we knew this game was going to get won in the second half. And it didn't even wait until the second half. The second quarter, he took over. The Chiefs' Kingdom took over, 41 straight points. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. All
right, Mccall Hardman. There's two plays here. Mccall Hardman's 58-yard kickoff return. Houston's #1 in the NFL in covering kicks. But then Dirty Dan Sorensen on the fake punt to make that play. What about those two big special teams plays?
Preparation, and more preparation. Being ready for a team, all those little nuances in special teams, fake field goals, fake punts. You had to be ready for the time to rise to the occasion. And Dirty, he rises to the occasion and makes another big play for this defense.
Yeah, the offense, Patrick Mahomes comes alive. You mentioned 41 straight points.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
See, like 41 straight points. And Eric Fisher leading the way. We just need to run the tackle eligible to fish. But Mahomes was dealing it. First, it looked like everybody was a little bit tight, like wanting it too much. Then Mahomes settled down, and there was no stopping him.
Yeah, rust is something that you do fear with that first-round bye. But once the offense got going, man, we put the pedal to the metal. It was like it was no stop. They greased that wheel. Pat Mahomes, the offense started chiming and chiming. We saw Damian Williams get loose over and over again, going back to Zeus, Kelce. Once he gets that first drop out of his mind, the offense just kept rolling, man.
Kelce sets an NFL record with 3 receiving touchdowns in a single quarter in a playoff game, but then the defense came alive. There's 4 possessions. After the fake punt, they hold Deshaun Watson to punt, miss field goal, punt. Then if all 3 phases were struggling early, all 3 phases came alive at the same time.
We talk about complementary football over and over again through the podcast every week. When all 3 phases, instead of playing like individual units, they play as a team, the Chiefs are unstoppable.
And the final thing before we go, step aside here, Andy Reid. We're going to hear from Andy Reid at the podium, but his leadership, you talk about the leadership down 24-0 to keep everybody on track. Do not take it for granted.
Yeah, Andy Reid has always been a visionary. He has a vision, a goal. All the assistant coaches, they chime in. All the players, it's the process over the product.
Andy Reid is a visionary. Now you get the vision, because here's Andy Reid's news conference.
Okay, really no injuries other than Chris wasn't able to answer it today, and we'll go back to the drawing board with that. Did try before the game, so, and then Mo Claiborne was excused again for personal reasons. So, but everybody else made it through healthy, and I thought as a group, man, played really well. Great mindset game. So the guys had their mind set for a battle, and they put it down. And when you're down 24-0, if you don't have a good locker room, things can go the wrong way for you. And the guys all hung together, and we've talked about the strength of it, and they did a great job, along with our fans. I thought our fans were tremendous. So nobody up there gave up, and they all stayed and cheered us on. The grounds crew, again, getting everything cleared up with that snow, I think is a big thing too. So anyways, Mccall stepped up and kind of got some juice going there with the return. I thought that got us going a little bit. I was proud of Sorensen again for Dan for stepping up and making the tackle on the fake field goal. And I thought Bill did a nice job with that. That was an opportune time, I thought, to call that. And people are going to be upset on, but from a coaching standpoint, he was an inch away. Dan did a nice job, but that wasn't a bad call at all there. It's proud of our guys for the red zone. They were, we were 7 for 8 in the red zone. Our defense played aggressive football all day, and Spags had a nice game plan, and the guys executed. I thought Frank was, just a beast today, and it was great for the Honey Badger to get himself a win against his old team there. So he had a big smile on his face, and I'm not sure what else here. Pat and Kelsey were phenomenal. They had a great day, too. So, all the guys, listen, it was a good team win, and I can keep going with all the names, but proud of the coaches. Eric Bieniemy had a nice game plan. Anytime you can come back, we just felt that, listen, if we're not shooting ourselves in the foot, we're going to be okay. And so we settled down and did a nice job. And I like the encouragement that Eric gave the guys. He just hang with it, and we're going to be fine. And and then Dave could have also gone the other way because, you're talking about one of the great in the history of the game, one of the great special teams coaches, and that he could have easily gone in the tank on that, but he didn't. He hung in there, got his guys kind of rallied up, and they. Nice job. So coordinators and coaches, great game plan, good execution, and proud of them for that. So time's yours.
What do you say, obviously, when your team 24-0, obviously, with putting Tyreek again to hopefully get some juice, and maybe must do the punt, they able to score on that play?
Yeah, so these are things that we haven't done. That's not us, right? So it was just a matter of settling it down and kind of calming the storm and making sure that our guys, knocked whatever rust or whatever off and calmed down and made plays, So we've been doing that all year, and it was important that we got back to doing that. So we had drop balls and a couple missed tackles and then the drop punt return, so we had to block, on the kicks on the punt there, so for a score. So, these are things that's not us, and it was just a matter of everybody kind of settling down and getting it right. So we did that.
Was there a moment?
24-0. I was thinking we needed to score some points.
When you attribute that, obviously, knowing coming into the ball game, if they win, they host the AFC Championship game, that they might have been trying to press or do too much to start the game?
Yeah, I didn't necessarily feel that. I just think it was kind of freak stuff. Like I said, things we haven't really done. I don't think we were pressing. I just think crazy things happened, and they kind of snowballed on us there a little bit, and we were able to rebound, which a lot of teams can't do that. It's a tribute to the guys. They're the locker room right there.
How do you as a coach hold that together? Real quick like that, 24-0. How do you make sure it doesn't get away?
Yeah, well, I just said, listen, this isn't you. Let's just get back, relax, pump the brakes here for about a second, and refocus, and let's go. It's that simple, really. You're in that situation. You've only got a few quarters to play this game, so you got to get it done, and no need to panic, right? That's not going to help it at all. So you just try to fix the problem, and that's kind of what we did.
Was there a moment where you felt like we're going to be okay? During that comeback, where you're like, it's okay?
You guys have been around me long enough. I think we're always okay. So we just keep firing. We're going to be all right and fix the problems. That's what we do as coaches or teachers. So we fix the problem, and then let's go. We had enough time. That was early, so we had enough time. We just needed to get going. We had a lot of good plays, and one thing that I thought was good on Eric's part was we didn't get into a 2-minute mode, hurry up mode. We just kind of stuck with it. And I think the players kind of felt that on the offensive side. Sometimes you can jump in that too early, and then all of a sudden, there's a time and a place for it, I guess is what I'm saying. So if I jump into it, don't get mad at me, but there's a time and a place for that.
Did you think when it's 4th and inches that you're 13 and they're up 21, were you surprised they called the timeout and kicked the field goal there? Did you think that was a big spot in the game?
Well, listen, they had to do. They felt like they could move the ball too. So in their mind, I'm sure Bill was sitting there going, "Listen, we get this thing going here, and we got to come out with some points." You watched the game yesterday, and heck, that was the #1 team in the NFL on 4th downs. They're great at that, and sometimes things don't work. So I think he was just saying, listen, let's get some points on and go with this thing and go. So I get it. I get how it works.
Coach, I know you get a chance, obviously, take this game in, celebrate it for having it out here, but looking ahead, AFC Championship game, second year in a row you're hosting it here. How much, I know you've been there, how much would it mean to finally get that trophy and get to?
Yeah, well, obviously we'd love it. I mean, it has Lamar Hunt's name on it, so I mean, we'd love to have that. But at the same time, we got to go through the process and make sure that we focus and you know, we're playing a good football team, and we got to go back and make sure we have a good, solid game plan and you know, and then come out and play well. I mean, that's really what it is. So, and then good things happen. So.
Coach came to today kind of hobbled. He didn't practice earlier this week. Speak to his toughness.
Kels? Yeah. So Kels was banged up during the week, and you know, he fought through it. You saw he didn't come out at halftime. He stayed up and got a little treatment on his leg, and so it's kind of all over the place. Not one exact spot. It's kind of all over the place, and you know, it tightened up on him. So. You know, I'll tell you, who did a nice job was Blake when he went in. I mean, he had a nice series there. We were able to go right down the field. Kels wasn't there and be productive. But again, it was good to get him back out there. I don't want to shortchange that either.
Last two.
And you mentioned Eric, and obviously, you know, you guys are focused on the NFC Championship game. But you said he did a good job today. You said he's done a good job for 2 years. Is part of you disappointed that another hiring cycle has come and gone, and he still hasn't gotten an opportunity?
Yeah, now listen, I'm big time partial here because I know I'm with him every day, so I know how good he is, you know, and so we were all pulling for him, players, coaches, we were all pulling for him because we understand his value. I said it before, you know, listen, somebody's loss, our gain if he's still here, but I know he'd be a great head coach. I mean, I know that, so. You know.
Why was Daniel Sorensen the right guy in the right spot for that responsibility on that play, which may have been one of the key plays?
Well, listen, when he's not playing in the secondary like he did today, he's you know, one of our best special teams players, if not the best one. So that's how he kind of got into the league and really made his name. So we put him in those kind of situations, and you know, he made a big play. That was big. That was a big one. That was a good call and a big play by Dave. And Dave works on all that stuff. And a nice call by Dave, and then a nice play by Sorensen. So.
Last one. And Coach Hahn, when you guys were down early, just can you speak to his demeanor and just the state of this kind of the quarterback position and how?
Yeah. Well, you saw him going up and down the bench. I mean, he was talking to everybody. Let's just settle down and go. I mean, as a head coach, you can't, you know, you can't ask more than that. I mean, when it's your team and he's just going, hey, listen, we're going to be fine. Let's go. I mean, let's not wait till the end of the fourth quarter. I mean, let's go. So he did that. Okay, good. Thanks.
One of the heroes of the day, one of the hat tricks, 3 touchdowns here, Damian Williams. I'm going to ask you, though, the way this game started at 24-0, people might have been doubting, saying there's no way.
Man.
How did this team stay on track?
You know, just, you know, doing what we've been doing all year and you know, staying together and sticking together, you know, having that grit about us, you know, coming out here, being able to see what's going on as far as 24-0, you know, and just biting down and getting after it.
What was the sideline like? How did everybody stay up?
Oh, man, at the end of the day, you know, being down 24-0, I've been on a lot of teams, and that's when heads go down, fingers get to pointing. We stuck with it, and we stuck to it. You know, guys, you know, we're a family. You know, this is just not, you know, a football team. You know, we're a family. We're brothers. So it was great just to see, you know, all my brothers coming together and you know, stick together and be strong and come out with this win.
Got to ask you about the first touchdown because that kind of gave some breath. Give credit to Mccall Hardman, the 58-yard kickoff return. Quick pass, got you down on kind of a seam pattern out of the backfield. What about that play?
Oh, man, you know, at the end of the day, you know, me and Trav seen, you know, what they was doing as far as trying to switch over, you know, the man and who was guarding me. So, you know, we kind of gave each other that eye of, you know, we know what's going on. And Pat, you know, him recognizing everything, he was able to get the ball on me quick. You know, all I could do is catch the ball and walk in.
41 unanswered points. 41 unanswered points. What about getting that and just staying, the feet was down, throttles open?
Oh, man, you know, at the end of the day, you know, this was a great win. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, we got to kind of let this get behind us. And, you know, we got, you know, this far last year. And at the end of the day, you know, it was hard, you know, coming here, you know, and losing. So, you know, it's one of those where you got to just stay locked in and wanting to finish.
He's a Mira Mesa Marauder. He's also the Chiefs hero. Let's go. Damian Williams.
mean, obviously, it's an amazing accomplishment, first off, to be in the AFC Championship. I mean, when you look at the season, before the season, you have all these goals, but you know it's a process. And so, obviously, we're very happy that we get to play AFC Championship, get to play it at home with the home fans. But now just going in with the mentality of not coming up short. And we've played the Titans. They're a great football team. And we know it's going to be a great challenge, so we're excited to get in there and prepare ourselves in order to go out and play our best football.
How you had a chance to actually put start into it, but knowing how the dominoes fell to where you all got a first-round bye and now home field advantage after the playoffs with the Titans knocking off the Ravens, how much pressure do you believe could be on this team to actually get over the hump to get to Miami?
Yeah, I don't think it was any other scenario. I mean, being in the AFC Championship game, we're going to put the pressure on ourselves to find a way to win it. I mean, when you fall that close, that short last year, the next step is to get to the Super Bowl. And so we understood that going into this season, but we know it's a long season. We know it's a process. We know that day by day we have to get better. And I think that's what this team is great at is just getting better every single day and then going out and fighting to the end every single opportunity we get.
What was the sideline? When it was 24-0?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we didn't want to be in that spot, but the biggest thing that I think I was preaching to the team was let's go do something special. Let's go do something special. Everybody's already counting us out. Let's just go play by play and just put our best effort out there. And I mean, obviously I knew as a team we had to kind of everything had to go the right way, but I thought the defense stepped up, special teams stepped up. Offensively, we started making the plays we weren't making, and play by play we just chipped away at that lead and then got the half and came out the second half and kept firing.
Patrick, when did it feel like, okay, we've had drops, we've had turnovers, penalties. When did it feel to you like the role had started to be nothing? The avalanche was already down the hill.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were killing ourselves. I think that was the biggest thing. The first drive, I think they had messed up on the coverage, and they got a touchdown. Their defense. Then, as an offense, we had that third down, threw it to Kelsey, who, I mean, caught everything except for that one pass, and he made a play that he usually catches 1,000 times, and then block punt, they scored a touchdown, and then it kind of just snowballed there, and then we got down 24-0, and so we knew that we were still just kind of beating ourselves and that we needed to go out there and just execute at a higher level as a team. And we knew it was going to be a great challenge with that team that we were playing, but we just went out there and just play by play, just did what we were supposed to do, not try to do too much, and we kind of chipped into that lead.
One thing you've done differently today than throughout the years, score a touchdown, run the length of the field, trying to hype up the fans. Just what was behind that, and if it does work well, one, does it do it a second time, a third time? Just what kind of was in your mind to get the fans as involved as you could in the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difference maker. Having those fans that are loud and are giving us that passion, that momentum, kind of that whole thing, you feel that as a team. And so I wanted to make sure the fans were still in and making sure they knew that we weren't going to give up. We were going to fight until the end. And they did a great job of staying with us and fighting with us until we could find a way to get a win.
The punt return, or the punt that they faked that Sorensen got, I mean, what kind of momentum play was that for you guys? Did that really feel like a turning point?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously we had scored the touchdown, and then we got the stop, and they went for the fake, and Sorensen made a heck of a play, making a one-on-one tackle right there and getting them short, and then we scored pretty quickly. I think it was 2 plays after that, and so to kind of chip into that lead and make it kind of a 2-possession game at that point, we knew that we kind of were in range, and then as the momentum kept going, we just kept going and scoring 1 play at a time.
Patrick, what's it like to be in the middle of that, and at what point did it flip from, we're chipping away at it to, wow, this is really fun, we're just pounding?
Yeah, I mean, I think as the momentum got in our favor, we realized that, I mean, we were still doing the same things. We were just executing at a higher level. And so we knew that going into this game, there was going to be a challenge. They were going to play man coverage, and we had a lot of great plays called. And I thought guys made plays whenever their opportunity came in the game.
How many times have you played Matt and Patrick and scored 7 straight touchdowns?
Not a lot, I would say that. But, I mean, it was an amazing thing. Everything was working. The plays calls were great. Everybody was getting open versus man coverage, which we've been preaching all year long, and guys were making plays.
When you look at your career as a whole, is this the largest deficit that you've come back from?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being down 24-0 in the NFL, you don't win a lot of those games. And so we knew it was still early in the game, like first quarter pretty much, and that there was a lot of game left. And I thought the best thing was just seeing everybody's attitude. I mean, everybody obviously wasn't happy, but they knew that we were going to find a way to fight and just fight until the end. And I thought that was the biggest thing that you could see on our sideline was guys wanted another chance to get out there and play.
What do you like about needed a big offensive production?
Wait, say it one more time.
You haven't needed big offensive production for some time because of the way your defense has been playing. Any wonder on your part how you guys might do once you did need a big number again?
No, not necessarily. I mean, I think the biggest thing was when you got guys like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, Mccall, Hardman, you know that you can score points. It's just about the flow of the game. And I think I've been saying it the last 5, 10, whatever games that it's been, you have to read how the game's going. And obviously with how we started the game, offensive, defensive, and special teams, we knew that we had to score points. And so that meant more scrambling around. That meant more taking more chances, taking more shots. And I thought guys made a lot of plays.
Patrick, with the type of game that Eric Bieniemy called today and Andy Reid called, what does it say about them, the kind of game plan they put together, and what they were able to do sticking to that even after you?
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing is just trusting it, trusting the game plan, not trying to do too much. Like I was saying, we had similar routes open earlier in the game. We just weren't executing and we weren't making the plays. And if that far as that's me not reading it the right way, when I try to go to Tyreek and he got hit pretty hard there when Kelce was open underneath, or some of the drops that we had earlier, we just didn't execute at a high enough level. And I thought the coaches did a good job of trusting us, trusting the game plan, and keep just calling it the way they had been calling it.
Patrick, talk about obviously, you going up against the Shawn Watson, but then as well as the defense in the second, only giving up 7 points after, of course, being down.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the defense played good all day. I mean, they gave up the first touchdown with the missed coverage. Then they had a punt, the block, score a touchdown. Then we had a dropped punt, and they got a short field and scored a touchdown. But it wasn't defense. It wasn't like the defense was really giving up a lot of yards or a lot of points. And I thought they just did what they've been doing all year long, and that's making plays whenever the opportunities came and keeping the other team out of the end zone.
Well, Patrick, I know, of course, you know a ton of fans in East Texas. What would you say to your fans in East Texas that are hoping to see the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah. I mean, I love East Texas. I've always loved East Texas, and I love the support that they've showed me everywhere I've been. I've gotten great support, and so I'm just saying, just to stay with us. We're gonna take this one day at a time and try to find a way to get another win.
You've dealt with so many different injuries throughout the season. The scrambling, the way that you were able to move around the pocket, get outside and run. Do you feel like that's something that you could have done in the weeks prior, even in the first meeting that you guys had?
Yeah, I don't know about the first meeting that we had coming off the ankle injury, but I think these last few weeks I've been able to move around better and do more things. And I think that's a credit to the training staff keeping me honest and making me being there every single day and making sure that I'm taking care of myself even when I feel great. And I think just had that steady time that I've taken in that training room has prepared me for moments like these.
Patrick, you talk about the fans and how important they were. There was one fan who's now going viral. He left when you guys were down 24-0 because he said it was in the best interest of the team. What would you say to that fan?
Watch the next game at home.
Stepped out like 3 times this season. He stepped up and made a big play to support the guys.
Yeah, I mean, Mccall, you've seen him this entire season, the way he's able to really eat better each and every week. And that's just the dedication, hard work that he puts in every single day. And it's not necessarily training and working on the routes, whatever it is, but it's mentally, physically, whatever it is, he's trying to be great every single day. And I think you can see that as he's learned more and more the playbook and learned more and more as far as running routes and stuff like that, he's getting a bigger and bigger role in the offense.
How did that get you rolling today?
What's up, Stadium?
How did that get you rolling?
Oh, yeah. I mean, with them having all the momentum and then him returning the punt and getting us down into their territory, I mean, that got us kind of going, and we got a quick touch, and it kind of got the momentum going in our favor.
Patrick, you said yourself not a lot of teams will come back from 24-0. So you obviously grasped the gravity of that situation. What is it about you that doesn't flinch in those situations?
Yeah, I don't think you can. I think anytime that I'm and this team are on the football field, we're going to fight to the end. We don't care what the score is. We don't care if we're down 24, if we're up 24. We're going to put our best effort every single play. And I think that's just the mentality of this team.
Last one. Pat, your initial thoughts on playing Tennessee again and then sort of standing in your way of where you want to go?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're a great football team. I think the biggest thing with them is they believe and they're going to fight until the end, just like we are. And you've seen them all season long. When they went through adversity, they've gotten back on the horse and fought. And then even when we played them, we were up a couple scores late in the game, and they fought to the end and ended up beating us. So we understand that it's going to be a great challenge. A lot of great football players over there, but we're going to go in with the mindset of just finding a way in and putting our best effort forward.
All right, congratulations.
I mean, we were calm. Nobody was panicking. I mean, it's a good thing to go through different challenges throughout the year. A lot of people may think Kansas City Chiefs just come in, steamroll people, score 40 points. But it's not like that all the time. Sometimes you have to have some adversity. And just to see the look in a guy's eyes on the sideline, I don't think nobody ever looked at the scoreboard. Like, we really didn't care. We played like that.
Tyler, what happened on the fake punt? What did you see Dan do? You weren't on the play, I don't think, but how much did that play mean when they stopped it?
Nah, Dan made a great play. Actually, Dan had a hell of a game for us. We put so much on him, especially, playing multiple positions on defense, and, he plays every special team. So I think the more guys you have like Dan, the better off the football team will be.
You have to have plays like that to change a game when it's 24-0. I mean, something has to get it going, doesn't it?
Yeah, without a doubt. And I feel like, ultimately, we have enough playmakers in this locker room to, you don't want to be down by 30 points, but we feel like we have the guys in this locker room to be able to come back from that kind of deficit. Obviously, you want to start faster, play way smarter, especially next week. Big-time opponent coming in. They're going to try to control the ball, control the clock, really limit our offense, possessing the ball. So it's a big challenge for us next week, especially to get out to a way better start.
Were you surprised they didn't go for it on 4th and inches at the 13 and just settle for the field goal?
To be honest, I was expecting those guys to go for it every time they crossed their 50. So much was on the line today. Obviously, both teams, had the opportunity to host the AFC Championship game. I think defensively, in our mind, we was ready to play 4 downs every time we went out there.
Tyron, if you could sum up why this team started slow, how they got off to a 24-0 start, what would you say?
I'm not sure. At the end of the day, they get paid too, right? And they made some big plays. I don't think we started off well. I put a lot of this on me. If I break up that pass on 3rd and 9, our offense gets, so it's better. So I think you can always nitpick about what you can clean up and get better at. But I think ultimately, the most important thing is how we responded. It was a good thing.
No Chris Jones today. We'll talk about how.
Okay, he's got some nicknames, but to me, he's Clark the Shark. You just kept staying after these plays. 3 seconds, but they were not easy. Walk us through just being patient and staying disciplined against Deshaun Watson.
Trusting the process. I see it all on film. Film don't lie. Film don't lie where the guy wants to step up. We can talk about it now. They're going home. Film don't lie. The guy wants to step up to the if you're the left side rushing, he wants to step up, his right side B gap. So at the end of the day, I knew that I was baiting him into some things. Our coach's plan was excellent, man. We had some spies in there. We had some things to bait him and going to the direction we wanted him to go to, and he did just that. And as you've seen, things start clicking in that, in that second quarter and towards the second half, and got the job done, man.
Well, Deshaun's an athlete. We know that. He's best when he does shirts and skins plays. You just stayed with him. I said you were just circling like a shark, but you stayed on him relentless and didn't play. What about your resolve to just stay with it on him?
It just showed, man. Where I come from the bottom. Nothing's not given. Nothing's not easy. Everything you do, man, you got to put your max effort in. You got to work hard. The pain of me having an injury, I can go through that any day, to just take away from what I went through in the past, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, me chasing Deshaun Watson, sorry, man, that's kind of fun, honestly, That's the most fun I've been having my whole life, man. When you have a life that's filled with, some of the crazy things I've had, I'm having fun, man. It's showing,
Well, it's a two-way conduit to have you here. It's a blessing. Now, down 24-0, the resolve that this team showed in all 3 phases, after all 3 phases struggled to start, Frank, to get it 41 unanswered points. What about the resolve of this team and the guts and the mental and emotional strength of this team?
2 words, man, Pat Mahomes. When you got Pat Mahomes at quarterback, MVP, future highest paid guy in the league, whatever you want to call him, man, 51 points in 3 quarters. 51 points in 3 quarters.
Unreal.
Come on, man.
51 points in 3 quarters.
51 points in 3 quarters. That's all I got to say.
Final question has to deal with, if I'm not mistaken, your first divisional playoff win. You're going to play in the AFC Championship game. I said on the air, this is a big day for Frank to get this win. Now what about preparing to play Tennessee in the AFC Championship?
Yeah, enjoy it, 24-hour rule. Enjoy it 24 hours because I know myself and you guys, we back at work tomorrow. Back at work studying. We get a day off, but we usually do stuff on that day off, with our group, with each group. So, man, we back in the lab, back studying, back getting our bodies right, because we got we got a tough one, Titans coming up. They run the ball 35 times a game, and they got the best running back in the league by far, in this playoff. So, Got a tough task at hand, but it's nothing that we're not ready for, man. Got some preparation to do, that's all.
Incredible game, Frank Clark at shark-infested waters next week at Arrowhead.
It's a mindset thing. We talked on the sideline about taking one play at a time and stacking up positive plays, and we were able to do that. We had a couple plays that turned in our favor, gave the offense the ball back. They capitalized, they scored, and then from there, we just kept carrying the momentum, and we worked together as a team. We played together as a team, and you saw a great team victory out there.
A couple of plays that we're talking about, the fake punt. Can you just walk me through what you saw? It ended up being one of the biggest plays of the game.
That's my responsibility, so I did my job pretty much, just like anybody else would have done their job.
What was it like to see the offense take the advantages and the opportunities that you gave them, go down, I think it was 7 touchdowns in 7 straight drives?
It was awesome, and we know they're capable of it. And so seeing them do that, picking up where we were leaving off, playing together as a team, it was great. And this is Chiefs football. We're going to carry this into next week.
I say, how do you guys do that? How do you take what you did today, the good stuff, and carry it on to next week against the Titans?
We build on it. We look back, and it gives us confidence. No matter how many points, how far we're down, we're going to fight, and we're going to fight all the way to the end, and we're going to carry that, through this whole playoff period. That's what it's all about. It's about playing together as a team and fighting together as a team. We did that tonight.
Congrats. Thank you.
An unforgettable 51-31 Chiefs victory to win the divisional playoff game. He's now Clark the Shark to me. I said it was Jaws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Frank Clark's 3 sacks. Oh my gosh, he just stayed right on to Shawn Watson.
Man, Black Elvis is in the building. He calls himself Black Elvis for a reason. Once we got past those injuries and those nagging injuries, once Frank Clark turned it on, he's unstoppable.
Well, and also now the Chiefs get a terrific opportunity with this comeback victory, the 4th longest or largest in NFL history. For the 2nd straight year, they will host an AFC Championship game right here against the Tennessee Titan team that is, oh my gosh, they're going to bring it when they come to town.
Yeah, they're going to have Derrick Henry rolling. Coach Venables is going to have those guys ready and prepared to play. But it's a mindset. You got to have that championship mindset. It doesn't matter who comes into this building. We're going to scratch, we're going to claw, we're going to fight you for 4 quarters, maybe a 5th if necessary, but we're going to get the job done. That's got to be a championship mindset we have every day in practice up until next week.
A couple of things here I want to ask you, because this team, even the young guys, have playoff positive experience, winning last year in this week over the Colts. How much was that a factor? And then how much was the factor of a Frank Clark having playoff experience, a Terrell Suggs? Because we talked about it, having playoff speed, but having that edge in the playoffs, how much did we see that in this game?
Man, especially when things got rough, that rough start, I don't think anybody panicked. Everybody stuck with the program. They relied on their fundamentals. They relied on their trust in each other. And you saw that pay over and over, 2nd and 3rd quarter, as the tide turned and our team started to take over.
And Patrick Mahomes, you could just see him just elevate his game as well. But this is a guy that just doesn't put up stats. We talk about it on the podcast, but this season I thought prepared these guys because this is a resilient group to be down 24 and win by 20. First time that's ever happened in NFL history.
Yeah, well, you see my shirt says Kansas City versus the world. It's that for a reason. We understand everybody's a bunch of naysayers talking about how we can't get it done, why it shouldn't get done, can't come back for 24 points. Man, we throw all that to the wind. One down, one play, one series at a time. Coach Reed has his team totally prepared for any and every situation.
On this last podcast on Defending the Kingdom, we talked about playoff preparation. Andy was kidding me. He's talking about perfecting the peak. Well, we saw the peak happen in this game with 41 unanswered points. But now you got to perfect the peak for an AFC Championship game, a team that's really bringing a ball bat to the party.
Yeah, they're taking a long route. They're going on the road 3 times in a row. That's the toughest route to take. But I think the toughest route is coming here to Arrowhead City. Trying to play in Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City with the Sea of Red, our kingdom. It's the 12th man. It's going to be rocking and rolling. I can't wait.
Let's talk about that a little bit as we close out our Chiefs Rewind here. 51-31 over the Colts. Chiefs again, 2nd straight year to host an AFC Championship game. The crowd disappointed at 24-0, but oh my goodness, when those floodgates open, how good was this crowd in this environment?
I got texts about 2,500 times about, I can't believe how the stadium is rocking. I know that the crowd, the crazies are going wild once things started to turn. And it was serious. Excitement out the roof. We had an announcement that said we ran out of fireworks. after the 51 score. We had no more fireworks, so we had to stop scoring. Man, it's an amazing atmosphere. If you can make it, be here next weekend. Be a part of this. This is history in the making, Arrowhead Stadium.
You are 60 minutes from a Super Bowl. It's been 50 years since the Chiefs have been to a Super Bowl. Chance to do it here in this 60th season. Thanks for joining us on Chiefs Rewind in a day that will never be forgotten in Chiefs Kingdom history. He's Shawn Barber. I'm Mitch Holthus. Get ready for the AFC Championship.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by Community America Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.